want to have fun.
I'm going to provide information. Good information, solid information, and I'm going to break it down to where you can understand it. The type of stuff I'm going to be talking about is going to range from any and everything when I'm in my chamber. So today is just really an introduction. I'm going to try my best to keep it short and sweet, but this is the inaugural, okay? This is the inaugural Narrative TV Joe Hundo, aka Joe Ticky _Say the 850, trying to incorporate some youth. So I do have a TikTok. Please follow me on all platforms. The TikTok, Instagram. I got a Facebook. I'm gonna start promoting the Facebook. Go like the Facebook. I'm changing the name from the Get It How You Live podcast to the Narrative TV. That's being done tonight or in the morning whenever I feel like it. But it's the narrative. We're going to discuss the narrative. I'm going to explain to you the way the narrative is compared to reality, because the narrative is what they're telling us, right? Even before we jump into it, let's look up the word of the day. We're going to be doing word of the days on this bitch. The first word of the day, you see my hat? Shout out to that boy DJ. Narrative. That's the first word of the day. Narrative, by definition, a spoken or written account or connected events, a story. A spoken or written account or connected events, a story. Break it down. Let it marinate. What does that mean? A story. An account means when someone tells you their version of it. This is not, we'll do account as the word. That'll be the word of the day tomorrow. Account. Be ready for it. The word of the day, the narrative, a spoken or written account of connected events. So let's start with this narrative, the Underground Railroad. The Underground Railroad. What do you know about the Underground Railroad? What were you taught about the Underground Railroad? What I know about it is that Harriet Tubman released every black slave who didn't die in the slave field. She released them. If you didn't die out there on the cotton field, from my understanding, up until a certain age, I thought Harriet Tubman and Abraham Lincoln let you free. Shit, that's the way it was presented to me. Either it was Abraham Lincoln or Harriet Tubman who let you free. Now, when we fast forward and get the information put out there, this narrative changes. So I don't want to waste a lot of your time because this is the introduction. Within 10-minute research, simple Google, I can't establish whether it was 70 slaves freed through the course of 30 years, or I think I got 7,000. 7 or 7,000, let me see. I posted correct information as I talk so we can see it, but it was not a lot. Or was it? I don't know. If you didn't die by cotton field or 100 lashings, either Abraham Lincoln or Harriet Tubman freed you. That's not the case. The Underground Railroad, freed slave named Tice Davis escaped. He was one of these hard to kill niggas, you feel me? He eventually escaped, and the term coined for his escape was he used the Underground Railroad. Then the Underground Railroad, the name of it became popular. This was in 1831 when he bumped his gums, and for the next 30 years, from my understanding, it would be the Underground Railroad. And I thought that niggas was on trains. Niggas was not on trains. And when I'm speaking from adolescence. At a certain age, I did my own research. Shout out to J Main. And I gathered this on my own. There's certain stuff that I know in my head and I've done the research on that I've just been keeping in my head and doing research on it over the years to make sure that it's factual enough for me to speak on it in the light that I'm trying to speak on it. So this Harriet Tubman and Underground Railroad stuff, this is just the first thing that I'm going to talk about on the Narrative TV. Again, this is my first time letting y'all know how I'm coming, and we got to set up the storyline properly. So we're going to bounce around from everywhere. We're going to talk about current events, past events, future events like global warming, shit like that. We want to talk about that, or we don't want to talk about it? How you feel about it? Put it in the comments, as they say. I'm not gonna be on here trying to sound cliche, but some of this stuff I have to say to pick up on the algorithms. I'm gonna need a little bit of help outside of, you know, my certain group of friends. If you wanna sell out, jump on this bitch and sell out, man. It ain't nothing but internet smoke. All publicity is good publicity. If there's some shit that I'm saying on here and you need to call me out, call me the fuck out about it, dog. Cause it ain't gonna do nothing but make me go get back in the lab and get better. I don't have a problem. I'm not perfect. I don't have a problem with going to do my research. It's your boy, man. I can do this shit all day and all night. I'm up right now and I gotta jump back up in a few. You feel me? So, Underground Railroad. So for 40 years, the Underground Railroad helped to guide 100,000 enslaved people to freedom. As the network grew, the Underground Railroad metaphor stuck. Conductors guided runaway enslaved people from place to place along the routes. The metaphor stuck. Again, Tice. Let me see. And the term Underground Railroad may have been coined based on his escape. A story, an account. I'm gonna let y'all go. Tice Davis has an account. Tice Davis gives a story. We'll leave it at that. We'll pick up on Tice Davis. Tice Davis has a story of how he escaped. He was one of these hard to kill niggas, couldn't catch him. So when they finally caught up with him, what they said was he used the Underground Railroad to escape. Okay. The Narrative TV. It's your boy Joe Hundo, man.
Cable dogs. Yeah. All right.